The importance of an efficient, affordable, and safe rail transportation system for economic prosperity of Nigeria cannot be overemphasized. The rail transport stimulates trade by linking production sites to regional and international markets and provides transport backbone for the real sector of the economy, such as mining, agriculture, and industrial sectors. The presence of the railways reaching remote mineral resources location of the country will enable the much-needed diversification of the Nigerian economy. With a large growing population of Nigeria and greater demands for goods and services to reach distribution hubs, a major challenge is posed on transportation and transportation infrastructure. The evidence of the present precarious situation is well observed in the country's ports of origin and destinations, as well as the negative impacts on our highways and roads. The presence of wide gap in provision of affordable and sustainable transport facilities, especially railway, became very clear. Slow growth of the economy, due largely to long turnaround time for transporting inputs and export of materials, goods and services, among others, is one of the major negative impacts. It was not by accident, therefore, that the present administration made transport infrastructure one of the core pillars of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan. The federal government timely reviewed the railway development and identified the inadequacies and gap and charts a way forward in line with the year 2002 strategic vision for railway development. As a result, a number of railway projects were prioritized for commencement and immediate completion, chiefly among which is the Lagos-Kano Railway Modernization Project. Construction of the Lagos-Kano Railway Modernization Project was launched in 2006, and by 2016, the first segment, Abuja to Kaduna, was commissioned by President Muhammadu Buhari. This was closely followed by the commencement of Segment 2, Lagos-Ibadan, with extension to Lagos Port Complex, Apapa. On completion, will serve as a major distribution and collection corridor. It will account for movement of nearly 20 million tons of the over 35 million tons annual throughput of the Lagos port and create close to 1 million direct and indirect jobs. It will also facilitate and incentivize revival and creation of new industrial businesses entities along all this important economic corridor. The construction of this 156 kilometers length double-track second segment of the Lagos-Kano project at a cost of $1,581,847,371 commenced after a groundbreaking ceremony performed by the Vice President on March 7, 2017. The project is being co-financed by China Exim Bank with a contribution of 85% contract sum, while the federal government counterpart fund constitute 15%, including cost of land acquisition and cost of relocation of affected existing structures and services on the construction corridor. Acquisition of right-of-way presented some challenges which slowed down the progress of work, especially in the Lagos section, because of the presence of public utilities and private structure on the rail line alignment. This situation increased pressure on the provision for acquisition and compensation in the contract. The encumbrances are, however, being resolved. Major public utilities that are being relocated to allow for construction include water supply pipelines, oil and gas installation and pipelines, high-tension electrical transmission lines, as well as telecommunication infrastructure, among others. The scope of work of the contract includes survey, design, procurement, manufacture, construction, installation, testing, and commission of key components, as well as training and maintenance of the 28.1 million cubic meter of earthworks, with 23.4 million cubic meters already completed to date. 21 number railway bridges with overall length of 12.43 kilometers, all completed. ...247 number major culverts and vehicular underpass, with 202 numbers completed to date. 320 kilometers standard gauge main track from Lagos Ibadan, 64.4 kilometers comprising branch lines, station tracks, sidings, and 2.27 kilometers of monolithic concrete bed track within the Lagos Port Complex at Apapa. 11 railway stations, of which 4 are mega-class stations, with capacity to handle 4,000 to 6,000 passengers at peak hours, and 7 other standard class stations, 3 freight yards at Apapa Harbour Station, Kajola Town, and Ibadan. All the stations are presently undergoing construction, rolling stock workshops, and depots in 3 locations on the corridor: Kajola, Abeokuta, Omi-Adio. 40 vehicular overpass bridges along the corridor. 5 years post-construction maintenance that includes training and supervision. Other ancillaries of the project comprises 33 kV dedicated power supply from the national grid with 4 substations and 200 kilometers approximate length of distribution lines. Full automatic blocking system of train control and detection, signaling with 10 units of digital dispatch systems with a central traffic control and a GSMR communication system. In order to gain a seamless transfer from the constructional phase to the operational phase of the project and not leave the infrastructure fallow, the federal government is immediately procuring additional operational and management equipment, including contemporary diesel multiple units, freight and passenger locomotive, modern passenger coaches and wagons. These are to be delivered at completion of the project. The benefit